On the day of the accident, I decided to go to the hill because I was worried about the welfare of livestock and a bit of the hill that was flooding. I ventured out, thought I was on the hill track, which I was not far ventured off, but it was disguised by the volume of bracken on the hill. As I cut back towards the hill track, I hit a stone which projected me over the handlebars, forcing my face into the front rack and throwing the rest of me right off the bike over the handlebars after hitting the front rack, landing on my neck, which knocked me unconscious. And after coming back round to realise that the dogs that I was working at the time had shifted the sheep and were back to safety and were back with me, I looked at my phone and realised that there was no phone signal and that I had no option but try and get back to phone signal for help. I managed to get myself back onto the bike with a bit of difficulty. I got back, almost back to the steading at the hill farm, and managed to get a hold of my wife, where I phoned her for help.
All he said was, "I've fallen off the bike," and I could hear in his voice it wasn't good. And I met him on the farm road walking down, but I was met by blood dripping from his nose, his mouth, even his ears, and I'm surprised he actually was walking, but he got in the car and said, "I think you need to maybe take me to the doctors." I was like, "No, Callum, this is bad. I think we maybe need to go to the hospital." I
walked in, mucky waterproofs covered in blood, where I was greeted with the actual doctor in the corridor, who shouted through the hospital, say, "Clear a bay, put the helicopter up." They took me in, stripped me down, cut my wellies off, cut my waterproofs off, and proceeded to put me into a back bag. The helicopter was delayed in coming due to the adverse weather conditions, eventually landed after 7 attempts.
When the helicopter flew away, it was almost like I didn't know. When was I going to see Callum again? It was that feeling that I just wanted to burst out into tears. But obviously you need to stay strong for the girls, so they found it hard seeing, because they had to see their dad like it too. They seen him covered in blood, they seen him taken away.
The helicopter journey was the most difficult part. The pain really hit me halfway across. I thought my head was going to explode. I couldn't see, my eyes had swollen over, and I really, really struggled at that point, mentally, probably more than physically. My biggest worry was, how was the work going to get done? Who's going to do it? Zara couldn't manage to do everything, although she'd done astoundingly well and done a great job of keeping everything together for the period of time of my recovery. But it was a very big ask for one person to try and do two people's work, and it was a big toll on her. I don't go on a bike without a helmet now. It only takes seconds to put a helmet on. To begin with, it was a bit footery. I probably didn't feel as comfortable as I did without a helmet, and now that has changed. It's where I feel more comfortable wearing a helmet. I think it's something, it's a lifeline tool. You don't think about putting it on now. It's something that has become part of the daily routine that you don't think about, you just do now. And it's something that everybody should be doing. There was a while that I thought, this could have went really, really, really badly here. Are we out the game permanently? Can I still farm? Am I ever going to get back on a bike? And it didn't need to be the end of farming, and very fortunately it hasn't been the end of farming. But if I'd just done things a wee bit different, it could have been a lot better.